All right. Hi, y'all. Welcome. So welcome to our little coaching cocktail hour. We are super pumped to have you here. If you're just jumping on, if you're listening to the recording, hi, welcome. We are going to just share a little bit about coaching and what we do, and how this has impacted our lives, how this has made a difference, why we're here, why we do what we do, why we show up. Feel free to, if you're brand new to all of this, in the chat, you can give us a little hello, why you're here, anything that you'd like to learn tonight, or if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. But yeah, so diving in, my name's Ashley Roberts. If you don't know who I am, I have been a coach for 5.5 years. I came to Beachbody as a skeptic because I was a gym goer, and I had 3 babies under age 6, and I was going to the gym. I was getting back into nursing school, and my husband was traveling, and I was just very overwhelmed, and was spending a lot of time going to and from the gym, and in the gym working out, and having to stop my workouts and pause my workouts to go, nurse a baby or change a diaper. And it was very tedious, and I just always felt like pulled away and distracted. And I wanted something that was a little bit more convenient for my lifestyle. And I wasn't a home workout person. So when I came to Beachbody, I was like, okay, I'm just going to try this out. I'll see what happens. But also I needed accountability, and I needed somebody to check on me, and I needed somebody to go, hey, let's do this together. And I never really had that, which is why I tried and failed and quit so many things in the past, and never consistently stuck to anything. So when I came to Beachbody, I came in as somebody who was familiar with fitness and nutrition a little bit, but was no expert by any means. I lived a lot of my life, with Diet Cokes and lean cuisines, and called myself healthy, and never worked out. And as I came in, I started with one of our most popular programs, 21 Day Fix. And because it was 21 days, and I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a shot, and probably not going to get results if this doesn't work, then I'll go back to my gym workouts. But I was blown away in 21 days at how my body changed in 30-minute workouts, because I was used to spending 2 hours working out. And then in 42 days was even more blown away, because I had 3 kids and I saw abs on my body that I had never seen before. And I was like, what is this miracle that is happening to me? And it was fully because of the fact that I had a community and accountability, because I didn't quit. And I wanted to prove to myself and to my husband, who was also skeptical, that I could do this, and I could start and finish something. And when I came into Beachbody, I also came in as a coach, kind of initially for the discount, but what really drew me to like staying around as a coach was that there were other people that I was doing this alongside of. There were other people that were that were working out with me, and that were checking in, and we were doing this together. And so the community aspect was huge for me, something I never had. And I knew that if I could create and build that for other women who were probably in the same boat as me, that had tried and failed and tried and quit and struggled to stick to anything, and had done every diet and done every fad and this and that and the other, that we could do this together. So I started doing accountability groups. I started building that community. And it's been 5.5 years that I've been here. But what coaching has done for me has not only given me like strength and confidence and muscles that I never had before, that I tried so hard in the gym to build, that just never really went anywhere. But it has helped me get in tune with my body. It has helped me figure out what normal should feel like, what healthy should feel like. Because what I thought was healthy for so long was not. What I thought was healthy for so long was just, me going through the motions and eating crap that I thought was healthy, and under eating, and binging on junk food. And I finally found a balance with nutrition. The last year, about this time last year, I've been having migraines and stuff for years, and last year I had gone through a series of tests and had an MRI, and we went on this beautiful cruise last year. That so grateful for Beachbody, because I got to take my husband and my kids on a cruise that Beachbody paid for because of what I do as a coach. And that was unreal for me to earn a trip like that, and to take my family, but to like show my kids, like, this is what mommy does when I'm on my phone or at my computer or up late after I put you kids to bed. Like that, all of that has done this. But we got back from that cruise, and I got my results for my MRI, and I talked to my neurologist, and they had found an aneurysm in my brain. And I knew that something was off for a long time. And I kept pressing for something more, because I just felt like something was off. I was used to feeling so good, and knowing that something was off. So after a series of several tests, meeting with a specialist, I had surgery last summer and repaired my brain aneurysm, and have, knock on wood, haven't had a migraine since, have felt amazing ever since. And because of all of this, like, I fully attribute the fact that I've been healthy and I've been active to finding something in my body that didn't feel normal. And I wasn't supposed to feel like this. And it's just been, there's so many blessings that have come from this, from being a coach. For me, physically, emotionally, I've met some of the most amazing women that I've ever met, that are completely supportive and encouraging and uplifting, and show up for each other, and continue to inspire me daily to show up for myself. I have seen women completely transform their lives, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, with nutrition, all of those things, and have been so very blessed to be a part of someone's journey and a part of someone's transformation. And my own personal spiritual transformation has grown so much. I feel so much more connected to God and prayer and my own personal faith. And then not only that, but I think I'm a better mom. I'm less stressed out. I have an outlet for stress and anxiety. And I'm a better wife. I think my husband appreciates the fact that I take care of myself, so I don't have to take it out of him all the time. I just like give him the nod, and I go downstairs and throw some weights around. But one thing that I will say is, a lot of people look at coaching as, maybe there's a stigma that comes with doing, something like this, having a home-based business, or being in network marketing or whatever. And, it may have a bunch of different labels. But what you don't see with those labels is the community of women, is the support, the empowerment, the ability to show up and do something more and feel that connectivity with so many other women, and just watch, and men, we have some men too, but just to watch the transformations happen. It's truly, truly incredible. And it sounds super cliche, but it has completely changed my life, and I'm very grateful for it. And I will just be all emotional and happy about it all the time. But I don't want to just take up the whole call with me just babbling about how much I love being a coach and love these girls. But I'm going to pass it over to Sarah, and she is going to share a little bit with you guys.
All right. Hi guys, if you do not know me, my name is Sarah Jacobson. I have been coaching for almost exactly 3 years. So it was just 3 years a couple weeks ago. My story definitely different than Ashley's. I came to Beachbody through my college roommate. I was a mom of two. I still am a mom of two. I had a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old. And I was still using the baby weight excuse. And when your baby is 6, it kind of hits home, and you think, okay, I need a lifestyle change. I am a genuinely outgoing person. I like to talk. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. I like to smile. I just like to be that person in the room. But what I found was it wasn't real anymore. And somewhere along the 10 and 6-year-old mom life, I felt like I lost myself. I have no idea how much I weighed when I started, but when I finally weighed myself after 3 months, I was 220-ish pounds, and I am 5'2". So not really proportioned very well. And I weighed more, excuse me, I weighed more having a 6-year-old than I did the day I had her. So I knew I needed a lifestyle change. My kids, my husband, my life is very active. My son is an elite level hockey player, and I knew that I wanted to lead by example. I knew that I wanted to show him what it was like to be physical and to be active and to follow and push for your dreams. And so I reached out to my college roommate and I said, okay, send me some workouts. And she was like, okay, here's the link. And I sat on it and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm doing some YouTube workouts. Okay, let's face it, I wasn't doing the YouTube workouts. No one was like holding my hand through these YouTube workouts. I maybe push play once every 3 months, and I said I was working out. I paid $110 for a gym membership every month that I maybe went to the pool 3 times in the summer. So that just tells you how much money I wasted for 3 years. I did the math once. Don't do it. So it took 3 months. So if those of you who are challengers now, or your coach or whoever invited you here has been inviting you for several months, don't worry, we were all in the same boat. It took me 3-ish months to join her, and I still only signed up with, back then was a 1-month free trial. And so I still only just did the free trial. I was like, no, I'm going to fail anyway, so I'm not going to pay for it. Well, joke's on me, because here I am 3 years later, and 2 months into my journey, I signed up as a coach because I wanted the discount, but changed my life. I decided that I wanted to share this. I was telling a new coach that I did a one-on-one with today. I felt like it was like this like secret club that was like kept, and no one knew about it, because here I was like a mom who was struggling every day. I didn't have time to go to the gym. My husband works long hours. I was running kids from practice and I was teaching all day. And here I found this like little community of moms who like work out from their phone and have this community where it's just from your phone. Like I can do that on my own time. I don't have time to go to a gym. And so I wanted to like shout it from the rooftop of how wonderful it was to be a part of this community and to become a coach, because I felt like it was this secret that was like hidden somewhere that I had just unlocked the key to success. And here I am 3 years later. I absolutely love coaching. I still preach every single day that I would do it just for the community piece. Like you take the Success Club prizes and you take the compensation and you take all of that and you set it aside. The community and the people that I have met in the last 3 years make me who I am today. They make me the confident, strong, independent. I have done things that I thought I would never do. Like I dream bigger and I push harder than I ever did before. And that is all due to coaching, because it has made me step out of this comfort zone that I didn't know I was in. I love being a teacher and I love teaching, and this is just a different way of doing it. So it is amazing. So that's all. I get to throw it to Amanda. Look at, if we were passing in my world, it would go like, I would go, no, yep. You're muted.
I'm like agreeing with you and talking and saying, yeah, and you know, you freaking hear me. Story of my life today, right?
No,
okay.
mine. That would be my life today.
True. Okay, so my story is different than theirs too. I'm gonna see how well I can do in this time limit of 5 minutes. It is 8:22. I joined Beachbody 3 years ago. I didn't join with this team originally. I signed up as a challenger. After Googling it, after asking 6 or 7 people, after legit diving in to every resource that would tell me that it's all a lie, that would tell me that it's not going to work, that would tell me like Beachbody is a joke, it's a scam, all the pictures are photoshopped. I tried all that. I looked for it. I searched for 3 months. So I signed up as a challenger February 2017. It was right after I had my daughter, and I was the heaviest I'd ever been, and I was uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do with my body. I was a mama, and I didn't have any friends. I hate saying that, but for the most part, all of my friends I kind of lost because I've moved around a little bit, and the friends that I did have didn't have kids, so they didn't understand. And I had one really tight friend, and she didn't have a kid, and if you've had kids, you kind of know that some of your friends leave you once you become a mom, and that's the hard truth of it. So I joined this Beachbody world, and I tried working out on my own for a year, and I'm like, this is stupid. And then I found this girl on Instagram, and I stalked her like a freaking hawk stalking a mouse in a field. If she was posting a story, I was watching her because she was so cool, and she played the best music, and she was in shape, and she had kids, and she just seemed like this lady that I would want to be friends with because she drank, and clearly I'm drinking right now. And so I reached out, and I'm like, hey, like, what's that song you're playing? And to this day, I'm like, I never, ever would have done that, but there was something in my gut telling me that I needed to talk to this woman. And so I played it off, and, you know, she then sees me posting because I just started 80-Day Obsession. 1 year into my journey, I started 80-Day Obsession. I weighed myself 3 weeks into 80-Day Obsession, and I was 193. Y'all, I am 5'4". I was 193, the heaviest I'd ever weighed in my entire life. I cried every day in the shower. I cried every day in the mirror. I didn't let my husband see me unless I was wearing his sweatshirt, a pair of leggings. We were legit in a dark room maybe, and that was the extent of our relationship. So 1 year and 3 months after having my daughter, there was no postpartum anything going on. That was just my body because I had postpartum depression, and I refused to admit it. I refused to go to the doctor. I refused everything. So I chatted with this girl, and she tried. So I started talking to Ashley in February of 2018. It was May before I actually joined her as a coach, because I will be a coach 2 years on the 2nd. So Saturday, I'm really freaking excited. I can't believe I've made it 2 years. And so I reached out to her, and she was like, you should be a coach. I'm like, no, like, I'm not going to do it. Like, it's totally a scam. I'm not going to do it. And she's like, well, you'd save some money. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, she's like, yeah, you're already doing the coach thing. So I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna coach. Like, just give me the discount. That's all I want. I'm not gonna talk to people. I don't want anyone to join me. This is really awkward. I don't like myself. I don't love my body. And then I fell in love. I lost 28 pounds using 80-Day Obsession. And I started to love myself again. And I started to be able to run around with my daughter. And I started to actually enjoy life, like living life the way life should be lived. I started diving back into my devotionals, and I started legit opening up to the world and letting new people in and letting new life back into my body. I don't know how to explain it. If you've ever been in a type of depression, coming out of it and realizing like you don't remember the time you were in depression is really, really hard. So I joined this team and these women, and they're all so open and so welcoming, and they all just give this persona that like they're happy. And you're like, that's so fake. No one is that happy all the time. What is wrong with these people? You're like, I'm never, ever gonna fit in, like ever in the entire world. And so it was October when I actually met some of these amazing women that you see on this screen. And Lord, let me tell you, it took like every inch of my body to get out of the vehicle. Like I was actually messaging someone on the team saying like, this is like, you need to come in now. Like this is the time. Like, I don't know them. Like they're so cool and I'm not, and I'm just so weird. And they're like these fit, badass moms. And I was so out of my comfort zone. And looking back, that was the moment, that weekend, that retreat was the moment when I opened up to completely random people I met on the internet, and I let some things loose, and the connections I built and the strengths I received from them came into play. Because December of 2018, I got pregnant again, and I ended up miscarrying my twins in February, and it was a whole month of going to doctors and not knowing what was going to happen. And so I go in for the day of surgery because I ended up having to have a D&C, and these girls are blowing up my inbox. They're not asking me if I'm working out. They're not asking me if I'm working the business. They're not asking me if I have done my daily vitals. They're not asking me any of that. They're asking me if I'm okay. And then I don't answer because my surgery goes bad and I have to actually go back in for a second one. And they're still blowing up my phone enough where my husband's like, I think he even put my phone down because it was to the point where it wasn't my friends that lived near me. It wasn't my family even that was checking in on me. It was these women on this team that have invited you all here that you think might have just been some salesy scam to begin with. These are real women. And these are real women that when you join us, you become one of the team, and that means you become a part of the sisterhood. This thing, I don't know how to explain it, but when I got out of my second surgery after signing paperwork for death certificates and blood transfusions and all of this, these women had flowers at my doorstep when I got home to show me that they still loved me and that they were thinking of me. It wasn't the work. It wasn't, hey, can you invite people? Like, we really need more people to join us, or we really need to make this. It was legit. When this community supports you, it's because we want you with us. We see your potential and we just invite you in. And I will tell you that the fitness took me out of the depression. The weight loss and the confidence that these women help you build gave me my marriage back. These women show up and know my child. My child is naming her like friends, like the names of the people on this call every morning that are working out with me. These women show up in your life more than you think that would ever happen. These women are the women that I drink with that make me go crazy sometimes. It's literally like a sisterhood you never asked for. And they'll bring the faith and they'll bring the confidence, and they will show up when you're at your weakest moment. They'll show up and do the business for you. They're going to show up at your doorstep and help you if you have questions. They are going to be there, and then you connect and it becomes this community. And I can't stress that what this business has provided me with, other than community, is also a family vacation. With my daughter, when I had her, she was sick every month. My husband's family lives in Michigan. We haven't been on a vacation in 5 years. And Beachbody, because I have worked hard enough, we will get to go on our first vacation in 5 years with my best friends in this community who supported me through the downtimes for free, because we worked our asses off, right? But I stress that if you're considering it, just to open your heart and realize that we are real people. We're gonna be there with you no matter what. You're not signing up and then like you're gonna drop off the face of the earth. You sign up and you sign into a community. You sign into some friendships who are gonna back you up, whether it's in life, whether it's in fitness, whether it's in business, whether it's in your faith. No matter what it is, these women are gonna be here. And after like hearing everyone's stories, you can see that there's a crucial point in all of our lives where this community has shown up. Just like Ashley with her aneurysm, we were still there for her. We were still checking in on her every moment we could. So I don't know. This community will always have a place in my heart. If you slice me open, I will bleed A, yellow for Energize, and B, blue for Beachbody Blue, because the company is giving me my life and the community has given me my freedom from the chains of depression, from the chains of anywhere I could have gone with any of the circumstances. And being able to pull out of that and to plug into this community every day and to show up for myself. And my daughter legit tells me, Mom, you need to go work out. Mom, your friends are waiting for you downstairs every morning. When I go up to kiss her good morning, it just shows that what I can do for myself is instilling in her too. And the faith that I have is transferring to her too. So I don't really know other to say, follow your heart. If coaching is on your mind and your heart, just follow it. If you have questions, ask whoever brought you here, because I guarantee they're going to open their heart to you easily. I don't know who's next. I don't know who wants to go, but I did it. Oh man, that was 10 minutes. I'm real sorry.
No, don't apologize. Girl, don't apologize. That was awesome. Thank you. Melissa, if you're ready, send it over to you.
Sure. Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so my internet's kind of spotty if I get stuck, sorry. So I started coaching 4 years ago when I signed up. I was pregnant with my son, who's almost 4, and I watched my girlfriend go through this transformation like my whole pregnancy, and all I wanted to do was do what she was doing, and I was pregnant, and it was my second pregnancy. I hadn't really lost any weight from my first pregnancy. I mean, I lost a little bit, but I was still not small. So I just wanted to be fit. I wanted to be in shape. I wanted to be comfortable in my skin. And it was kind of like that my whole life. I always played sports. I was always active, but I was always heavy, like not crazy heavy, but heavy to where I was uncomfortable in my body. And so I tried everything. You know, I tried a keto, and I tried this Special K diet where you eat bowls of cereal 3 times a day. Like, you name it, I tried it, okay? So whenever she was like, this is what I'm doing, I was like, I'm in. Whatever you're doing, I want it. And I didn't really ask her any questions. Like, I was just like, just give it to me. So after I got I had a C-section, so I had to wait for clearance from my OB, and I had the 6-week mark. I'm like, great, I'm in. So she was like, you're going to start coaching. And I'm like, okay, great, I'm doing it. So I started coaching, no clue what the hell I was doing. I spent a year, and I loved it. I went to Summit, like where all the Beachbody coaches go at the year mark. Every year they go and they all hang out together, and it's so cool. And I loved it. It was great. It kept me accountable. It kept me focused. I ended up doing a bikini competition. Like, I went from always being a little chubby to doing a bikini competition, which I failed miserably at, by the way. Like, I came in all the way last place, but it was seriously the best thing I ever did. I learned so much. But that's the thing, like, signing up with Beachbody took away so many fears, because me 5 years ago would I couldn't possibly do something like that. There's no way I could do something like that. But it just gives you, I don't know, it just changes everything. It seriously does. So fast forward to a little bit after I came back from Summit, I was all in. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be a 10-star diamond coach, whatever, all the stuff. And then my husband actually ended up quitting his job, and we went into family business. And so then I got to this place where I was like, I don't know if I can spend other time not working on our family business. And so I started to get in this weird place, and I sort of half coached, but I couldn't, and it was just silly. And then just a couple of months ago, I was like, I love coaching. I love it, and I don't understand why I would stop doing it, and I can't stop doing it anymore. So I'm going to coach again. And so I just started coaching again. I don't know, a month ago or something, but I never really quit because I never canceled. I never took anything out. I just kept letting it go. But the community, the women, the friendships, they're real, and it's an incredible thing to do. And having somebody underneath you that you coach makes you accountable. It makes you push yourself harder. It makes you stay on track. I've had somebody under me the whole time, and she's been in every single group that I've been in. And because of her, I've never, ever quit anything, ever. And I've been doing it for 4 years now. So I've done every program that there is, I think. I don't know, except for the new one, whatever that is, the boxing one. I haven't done that yet. Anyway, so I love it, and I can't tell people enough. Like when I wasn't coaching, I was messaging my friends. I'm like, you should coach. Like you should totally do this. Like it's just cool. It's fun. It can be whatever you want it to be. It can be a little bit of time. It can be a lot of time. It can be all in. It can be whatever you want it to be. And that's the beautiful thing about it is whatever you're willing to put in is what you're going to get out of it. But either way, it's rewarding. And so I think that's probably all I have to say. It's super rewarding. So just do it.
I mean, I totally agree with that. That's why I'm still here. It's super gratifying to be able to help someone overcome something. And a lot of times it starts with yourself. And it's an incredible journey. And I think so many of us can attest to it, that it's like I said, it sounds so cliche to say like, oh, this changed my life, but like it really does. Like it really, and like you guys, like my husband was like a total gym guy. And like now he works out at home and he travels, used to back in the days when we could travel for work. And like he streams Beachbody workouts on his phone at the gym. Like what is that? And like he believes in this company and believes in this business. And it's the groups that we have, like the people that we meet, like the stories and the struggles and the victories are there's just so much that just fills your heart and ignites that fire in your soul. And, like Melissa said, like you can do it as much as you want or as little as you want. When you sign up to be a coach, it doesn't mean that you've, signed your life away and you have to do, all the things, but it's, you kind of want to, because you see like what happens when you show up for yourself. You see what happens when you show up for other people. You see what happens when the community shows up for each other. And it's truly an incredible company and job. And I mean, it seems silly to call it a job, but it's completely rewarding, and it is what you make it. So yeah, we are just really glad to have you guys here. And this is recorded, so in case you missed any of it, I will post the recording. Does anybody have any questions or comments or anything you want to add or anything like that before we sign off?
I attest, these girls are awesome.
Christina.
All of them.
Christina is celebrating today. She like a promotion rank advancement in her business, and so we're celebrating Christina today. Woo woo, yeah, girl.
If it wasn't for you guys keep me pushing. I see you guys on there at like 4 a.m. my time, and I'm like, okay, that's too early, but I see you guys.
Or it, yeah,
You can join us anytime.
I'll be getting like a few hours of sleep if I did that.
right. Afternoon naps for you.
Yeah, if only.
Afternoon delight. That's different than a nap. Never mind.
One day I'll jump on there. I promise. It'll be one day.
We'll get to it. Well, thank you so much, ladies. I'm going to get this recording uploaded. We do have a separate little video that talks a little bit more about the business side of things, because we didn't want to just get all businessy on you guys tonight. But there is.
Can I ask one question before we leave?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I became a coach at the end of like February and totally just signed up for the discount. But since we've been in quarantine, I've had more time to like devote to focusing on some of this stuff. And Ashley, I know you do this full time, but like I know Sarah's a teacher. I'm just curious, like work schedule, like how you balance like your full-time job with coaching and how that works to build that part of your business. Because I've got 2 kids, I'm in grad school, full-time teacher. And so I've just been like, when I became a coach, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to build a team. I've got too much going on. But now I'm like, but I kind of want to. So I'm just trying to figure that all out.
So I can tell you, I work in pockets of my day. So In the morning when I am drinking my Energize, that is when I go through and I do like new follows and conversations or commenting, or I answer the messages that came through after I went to bed the night before. So that's what I do while I'm drinking my Energize. Do my workout, drink my shake, my whole morning routine before I go to school. Then I get to school and I'll split my time. So like during my planning period, I'll go, okay, I have 5 minutes, and it's like I'm racing the clock. So like if I have like a 30-minute planning time, I got to go to the bathroom, I got to drop the kids off, I got to, all of that teacher stuff you can relate to. I go, okay, I'm giving myself 5 minutes. And so then whatever, and I know like, okay, I'm going to invite for the next 5 minutes. I'm going to go into my stories. Anybody who's watching my stories, I'm going to send them a quick invite. Then same thing at lunch. So I split my lunch in half. I have a 40-minute lunch. I work for 20 minutes. I eat for 20 minutes. When the bell rings and the kids walk out, I'm like, okay, 5 minutes. And I like do something for 5 minutes, and then I get all of my work done before I go home. And then I come home and like my kids, so usually Brady is at practice and I have to go pick him up by like 5 o'clock. Bria comes home and she plays with the neighborhood, on a normal life. She plays with the neighborhood kids and like, whatever after school. So then I finish up my stuff. I make dinner, we get practices, blah, blah, blah. I come home and I answer the end of all of those questions. So it's all built in pockets of my day. And you and I can talk more about that too. Like I have some tricks on my phone that I do and that I use that helps me just kind of track that throughout the day. It looks so different when I'm working versus when I'm not.
But I'm very much like a routine person. So like I figured if I like just like planned it in, I could figure it out. But like at first I was like, this is too much.
Yeah, it's 100% doable. You have to make it work with your lifestyle and what works for you. Like I said, it looks really different when I'm working versus when I'm not.
Yeah.
However, I did stick with my schedule in my little pockets of kind of what I was doing. I've stuck with it this time around, like being home more. But I do more. I tend to plan ahead. So I do more in the summer. I do more during Christmas. I do more during spring break. And I kind of set myself up for what's coming up because I know, okay, this is happening. Or, when we're in the middle of hockey season, I still keep my morning routine. I mean, those of you who work out with us in the morning, like if I'm traveling and we're in Michigan, I'm still up. I'm still doing my morning routine. I'm still doing my things before that game starts at 8 o'clock. So I kind of have a routine. I'm very routine. I set it and I kind of stick with it no matter where I am.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yep.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything? All right, so we will send out that video. If you want to drop your email, you can, and we can just literally email that video to you instead of just trying to, go through all the channels or whatever. Or, send a private Facebook message to Who Brought You Here, and we can send that out to you. And yeah, I will say, like, it's a little businessy, but it's also community. So like it does go into detail about how you earn an income, how you work this business, like what working this business looks like what your options are for enrollment. And there's those change pretty regularly. There's still some standards, but we have different things going on at different times too. And then just kind of a little bit more about the business side of things. So that's all in there. But yeah, it's been wonderful having you guys on tonight and doing this and hearing from so many awesome ladies. We're excited to share a little bit about what we do, and cheers you guys to coaching and to a great evening, and thanks for taking the time out of your nights to get on. We really appreciate it. All right, you guys have a good night. Thanks.